Pizza delivery!
Right there, or it gets ugly. Die.
Last daughter of a forlorn line shall guide him into history. Beneath the crypts, prophecies clash. The war of ancient enemies.
Lord of the Rings. No, wait. Overlord 2. No. Oh, there we go. Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. No worries. I have prepared a very exciting thesis for you. But for now, why tell when you can show?
Yo, stop fronting and use your head.
If I were to describe this game with one sentence, I'd use a meme. Oops. Wrong meme.
Got him!
This, well, I brought this because I like it.
Well, hang on, you've just...
No, I like it. This is brilliant, but I like this.
You won't make it.
Let us get into the swing of it.
Show some skill before I...
Dishonored is Arcane's magnum opus. Their ideas and possibilities of video games as a genre merged into one near-perfect whole. Its complexity and well-crafted nature never ceases to amaze me, as if I were looking at a Renaissance painting. The attention to the detail, everything is so carefully composed. One painting, but a myriad of stories waiting to be unveiled. In contrast, Dark Messiah is like a caveman's painting, simple, raw, and unexpected. Would you think a society this distant in time, so keen to survive against all odds in an hostile environment, would have a need to artistically express themselves? Canvas is a rock, blood is a paint, and fingers are your brushes. At least that's how I think it worked. And while it was simplistic and rough, we can clearly see from the painting the nature of these people, the picture of their lives and culture. And it was one big fight. And that's Dark Messiah of Might and Magic in a nutshell. Coming back to Dishonored, it's a phenomenal game. But Dark Messiah of Might and Magic has a phenomenal game design philosophy. It takes it all back to the Stone Age. It's just the one simple idea, well executed. And thus, I proudly present you the two of the strongest weapons that Dark Messiah grants to. Gravity? That's the one that makes you fall, and you surely know it well from other games and naturally real life. Oh, gravity, never change. And the second one is the Newton's third law. And I quote, "For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In simple terms, you kick. The enemy flies away, or at least they get staggered if they expect you to kick them. Engaging in the fight can be pretty dangerous for you. Enemies are rough, they hit hard. You are skilled, but still just an apprentice, and death comes swiftly. So what if you took nearby barrel and applied Mr. Newton's theory to that object? And now you have also an advantage of distance. Nevertheless, opponents are strong and agile. They can close distance with speed and might, and magic. Try this signature move. Cover the high ground with icy crust, and it becomes a true slippery slope for any foe that might stand in your path. Of course, that all would be useless if you didn't have a way to eliminate the enemies. And don't worry, the game has got you covered. Hostile environment is your biggest and only necessary ally. The game came out in 2006 and wasn't exactly applauded back then. Critics ranged with ratings between it's alright to mediocre, and some even found it underwhelming. As one reviewer from gaming website 1UP would put it, Dark Messiah puts you in the shoes of, and I quote, "the adventures of Sir Kicks a Lot, Death Boot in the land of conspicuously placed spike rags." And then he slapped a beautiful 4 out of 10 sticker on the top of it all. Perhaps harsh, but an apt criticism. This is why I find it very odd that some people consider Dark Messiah to be an immersive sim. Sure, you can interact to quite a degree with your surroundings, but the entire world is a death trap, with poorly built fences in staggering heights, rotten support pillars under which so many enemies happily reside, spikes placed all around, waiting for an accident to happen. Well, if you know what I mean. It's anything but immersive. It all just feels like one big level in a video game. The best you can do is to chase imaginary style points. I, for instance, would refer to Dark Messiah as chaotic bar fight, destructive brawl carnage, the simulator. Lots of boom boom, blah blah, fuck. You can still see the smug that Arcane put on when they pitched this game to Ubisoft. And I assume they told them something like this. Oh, it's an first-person game, action RPG. It has cool weapons and cooler spells. Yet, traditional weapons are by far the weakest tool of the trade at your disposal. Indeed, melee weapons may pack a punch, and one does enjoy their physicality. They truly exist in the game's world. Unlike with lock-on based systems, you have to really hit your enemies, and they will do whatever they can to block and avoid your hits. Cheeky buggers. It gives the combat this hectic and visceral, enjoyable flow. Despite that, I would still argue that Cold Steel is purposefully underpowered, and its main function is not striking, but blocking the enemy attacks. After all, on the highest difficulty you can get insta-gibbed by many stronger enemies, which can cause a great deal of frustration. Negating the damage gives you a small but useful window of opportunity to get an edge, whether it's in form of a kick, weapon jab, destructive spell, or just an opportunity to move away from the claws of death. The same goes for the bow. It's noticeably weak. Headshot does a reasonable amount of damage, but it's barely worth it. But remember, everything is a utility, and the bow may just be the best conventional weapon that's provided to you. The advantage of initiation is invaluable, and you can lure the enemies to your position, or trigger death traps from far away. Just you wait till you get the freezing bow. It's arguably better than the freeze spell, and cooler too. And the principle of utility applies to the sorcery as well. While powerful, it's not strong enough to decisively deal with the most of the enemies. And once again, this but a cogwheel in the environmental destruction machine. Fireball can be dangerous, but if you set a crate on fire and throw it at the enemy, they will have an instant barbecue smell.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!
And there we go. We have dangerous enemies in dangerous places, countless tools to manipulate such environments, and up you go, player. Make your own fun. And this is perhaps the problem why this game tasted like sour grapes for some, but aged like a fine wine for me. Surely, it won't challenge any other game while considering objective criteria, but Dark Messiah of Might and Magic plays on its own turf, with its own rules. It's an exemplary exercise in focusing game design into one simple, brutal, and hectic idea never explored by anyone else before. You are a capable, but outnumbered hero, John McClane, without shoes and with handgun, standing alone against a group of well-trained, well-equipped enemies in Nakatomi Skyscraper. Ben Richards, fighting with his bare hands in an arena against cartoony but dangerous manhunters. The thing is,
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me!
so yeah, that is Dark Messiah of Might and Magic for you. A spin-off game that is far more than it seems. And it has barely anything to do with the iconic turn-based series. And I could go on and on in detail about how skill trees work, what spells are in there, that you can find plenty of cool secrets. There is a rope bow. There are bugs, plenty of crashes. Some enemies are more enjoyable challenge than others. Some, like bosses, are not fun at all. There's also a story which is kinda unimportant, but it has some really cool quirks that are worth talking about. Nevertheless, I have made my point. This game came up with a single, unorthodox idea that was pushing the boundaries of what a video game can be, and for the most part, I think it succeeded. So, if you don't mind technical issues that come along with playing an older game, why don't you give it a try?
Tergohan, don't! It's too powerful! Get down! They spit lightning! What's that? The Palkai! It's back!
This is Sparta!
Take that! Stop that!
No! Duncan!
Ah, well, he was quite a survivor.
Ugh, that was close. I damn near rusted my armor from the inside out.
Get down! They spit lightning!
or demon corruption. I will test you in battle, blade to blade. Whose strength is greater? Whose spirit is purer? If you defeat me, on my honor, you may walk free.
For the love of Urgash, Sareth, don't worry.